For me, my inspiration comes from everything around me. It's most importantly the people I meet, my communication with them, how open they get to me. I find myself in all kinds of places. I travel around a lot, mostly around Africa, and I meet and encounter people. And for me, it's always interesting when somebody is willing to tell me a story, tell me his life story. For me, that is always the starting point for any project. I always try to do things in a different way, not like the general norms of how people get to see things. I always want to bring my own insight. I always come with a different idea. I want people to see another side of a story. I like the idea of going back and going back and going back and allowing things happen naturally. For me, that's my style. That's what I enjoy doing. So most time I don't feel the need to rush a story. I like things to unfold by themselves. Now the photography industry in Nigeria is coming up. It's growing. It could be it could be a lot better, but it's young and it's very vibrant, and there's so much more to be expected from it. I feel documentary photography in Nigeria, it's something that it's eventually going to pay off. For me, it's eventually pays off. So even if I cry for now and say, okay, we're not making that much, I have obviously great belief that my work is going to take me places.
Hush Project documents the stories of a group of sexually abused women in Palestine. Sexual abuse remains a topic which the majority of people in the Arab world avoid talking about, and I feel like we're the generation that needs to take things into our own hands. Before I started shooting the project, I created a 3-week workshop where I tried to build confidence between myself and the women at the shelter through various motivational games and discussions. I invested a great deal of time in getting to know the environment where these women found themselves, and only a month later I was able to take my camera with me to the shelter. In 2010, I worked on my first documentary project. That's when I fell in love with documentary photography, and all of a sudden I realized that I had the power to deliver someone's story to an audience, to use my talent as a tool of communication between those people whose voices aren't heard and the outside world. Photography in Palestine is becoming very popular nowadays, and if you're good enough, you are able to live off of it. The main problem photographers face is the occupation. A lot of the times photographers are attacked by soldiers, prevented from documenting incidents, and sometimes their equipment is confiscated or damaged. The other problem is the freedom of movement. Travel limitations and restrictions severely affect a photographer's work. I get my inspiration from the injustice I see around me. It angers me and makes me want to document it, archive it, and show it to the world in order to help bring change. I think it is every person's moral responsibility to attack injustice in a way or another. Breaking the silence is always the first step.
I'm always inspired by photography as a tool of visual communication and also a medium of self-expression. I'm interested to tell stories that do not make headlines but need to be told. A country like ours is often misrepresented and stereotyped in the mainstream media across the world, and I believe that we should tell our stories in our voices in order to break those notions. Nepal is still stereotyped in the form of temples, sadhus, beautiful landscapes, pretty pictures, and the latest entry, the Maoist conflict. And majority of Nepali photographers do more to strengthen that notion rather than fight it. Commercial photography, travel and tourism pictures, and newspaper photography dominate the photography industry. There are very few photographers practicing contemporary photography. My project is about the only nomadic tribe in Nepal called Raute. My project aims to provide a glimpse of their world, hidden and mysterious to outside.